We'll even take out a few of them. Does he? Does he? Ah, no. Runs away. Those vultures get into their own bases before they get taken out. Machine shops upgrading 4 factories, going down for special. I'm gonna see what they use there for. Still vultures flying all over the place. Mines have been researched. I believe that is for special. Because he's special. It's an annoying name. Really is. Those vultures, though, wraiths, I'm sorry, are a pretty good idea. In that they should be able to harass any tanks or ground forces that special has. Leta now plopping down 2 of his tanks just outside his ramp to meet any vultures that come. Lots and lots of spider mines there just to prevent Leta from moving out. Special does have Goliaths to counter those wraiths, although he has to use his comm sets very well, and those vultures being met by tank fire and responding by putting down a bunch and a bunch of mines. Should be spreading out those mines quite a bit because, okay, no comm set yet. There's no detection at this point out for Leta, so he has no response to those mines so far unless he decides to sacrifice some of his ground forces. Again, 2 wraiths moving in. They're stealth. They aren't going to be met by a Goliath there. Oh, one of them also almost going down. Again, being met on this side of Goliath. Scan going off. 1 wraith goes down. The other one barely manages to get away. Charm boosters are apparently upgraded though, so that wraith tech is not going to be viable anymore. Although Leta has used it pretty early to do some pretty significant damage, harass that economy very well. 5 facts going down for both players. Special being very, very vulture heavy and doesn't have a lot of tanks. Also forced to build a lot of Goliaths because of those wraiths. And while Leta has gone very tank heavy from the beginning, just now getting out vultures, Special has put down mines all over the map, and he has a lot of force to block those tanks. I'm expecting an engagement pretty soon in this position. Goliath, they're shooting at the spotting barracks, so Leta's not going to be able to use that barracks to spot for him. Malt is good. Is good. Kind of the root beer of Iceland, I guess you could call it. All you Yanks and your root beer. Right, still positioning going on. Leta has a few tanks scattered close to his base. Just trying to, you know, do a little bit of damage to any oncoming forces. And I don't see, okay, another starport. No, that's a starport coming down for special. And I don't see any academy still up for Leta. That's, I think, is a problem. Meanwhile, he's putting down a command center at this position there, trying to get down another expansion at that 9 o'clock position. We're going to see how effective that is. I see an orange blip behind that. Apparently, maybe Special has a floating building behind there or something, so you might know this is being put up, actually. Special putting out a lot of forces just outside of Leta's base, and now apparently thinking of moving in. Is now moving in with those vultures, trying to take out those mines as they pop out and gonna attack that barracks, also putting down their own mines. Leta just putting down mines just outside his natural just to try to delay as much as he can. He has a wraith, still that heavily damaged wraith, running around trying to do some damage, trying to delay Special as much as he can, trying to divide his attention. That 3rd expansion almost up for Leta. Meanwhile, dropship also out for him. So I think a drop would actually be very good because being on 2 bases, Special is very vulnerable to serious harassment. A lot of tanks out for Special as well. A lot of tanks for both plays. We're going to see. I think those drops are going to be really heavy in this play. Vultures being put down in those. I don't know if he put in a tank or not. I'm going to see what sort of damage he does with that. Both players looking very, very, very focused. Very focused. A lot of mines. A lot of mines. I think that those might be a mix of both players' minds. There is now a tank position going off at that new expansion of Leta's. Special, meanwhile, also setting down his 3rd expansion. So that's going to be very interesting. That dropship flying around, possibly to take down yet another expansion. 2 starports. 2 starports and a dropship going down, coming up for Special. We're going to see what it does that for. Apparently, no. That shuttle is just moving in that corner and is now going to try to backside Special's base. We're going to see how successful that is. If he has the Goliaths inside his base, that could be very, very dangerous and completely unsuccessful. He's just going to take the longest route possible. He's probably going to use that Wraith to kind of escort it to see if it meets. Special's dropship now moving in. It has been spotted by those vultures. They're going to drop. There are no anti-air defenses. Again, able to drop pretty well. We're going to see what it does here. Drops 2 vultures. There is no siege tank yet. It is just seen now. I don't know if he did any damage actually. Wraith, I'm sorry, now out for special. Oh, the dropship does manage to get in, and it does manage to drop its cargo of 4 vultures before it gets taken down. A bunch of those vultures do get taken out pretty quickly. They do take out 1 SCV, 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs, 4 SCVs, 3 or 4 SCVs. That's not too bad. Losing a shuttle and vultures. You decide whether that's worth it or not. Oh man, Special completely forgetting his shuttle. Not running it away. Absolute loss of a shuttle. Meanwhile, Special apparently his attention divided. He's now moving in with those vultures, cleaning up all those mines. Now moving in with his tanks as well, doing a pretty decent push there. A bunch of SCVs moving out as well. He's now pushing down on that bridge, but he doesn't have anything to spot. The barracks of Leta is in there. Goliaths of Special, bunch of vultures, I'm sorry, out for Leta, harassing this natural of Specials here. So Special in deep trouble there. Now moving in with Race, trying to counter that as well as he can. Although those vultures have been doing significant damage. Took down some Goliaths here and taken down quite a few SCVs, still being a pain. There are tanks and forces there to counter that though. Either my eyes deceive me or Special is putting down a command center in the back of Leta's base. One of his bases. I don't know. I think that was just floating barracks. The floating barracks of Special, and Leta's just not being afraid at all of building command center there. It'd be pretty funky to see Special plop down that barracks and put down a couple of Marines. Vultures of Special still running around, gonna see if they do any sort of damage, but being unsuccessful. Comsats going off pretty well. Comsats are now finally up for Leta. Very late, but better late than never. Why doesn't he pop down that barracks? I'm sure he could build a Marine, or maybe even 2, before Leta reinforces that position. Do some sort of damage, that'd be cool. You need to divide attention. Oh, Wraith's now moving in, they're gonna be met by a bunch of Goliaths, get taken down. There was no stealth on those. Meanwhile, those Wraiths are going to focus on a couple of tanks there of Leta's. Leta also down in the 7 o'clock position, possibly taking out another base. Those 3 tanks get cleaned up by those Wraiths, so that's pretty bad there. But Leta did not mention to reinforce those tanks with those Goliaths nearly in time. Turret being set up, not going to be in time. Those Wraiths are going to move in there, do some sort of damage. 2 starports now up for Specials, using Wraiths, trying to do as much damage as he can. He has taken out a few tanks, now he's moving in on this expansion, going to try to do as much damage as he can. Also with vultures all over the place, 2 dropships now out. We're going to see what that's going to be used for. More engagements all over. The mines all over the place prevent engagement so well. Just delay engagement, delay fights from happening for a very, very long time. And I must say, as a commentator watching these TVTs, it's excruciatingly painful. That's interesting. A science facility now out for Leta, so we're gonna see if he decides to go battle cruisers at this point, or I don't know, science vessels. Heck, nuke him. Why not? I've never seen a nuke in a pro game. At least not, not these days. In the old days, in the Boxer days, there were sometimes nuke used, but not these days. Dropships out for both players.